Hey you guys, as promised, a vlog video for you. So I thought I would start with, I'm on campus in my office. Here's my office. It's kind of messy right now. I'll give you an up close and personal tour, but I do teach on campus on Mondays and Wednesdays. I'm only teaching one class in person this semester. Finished up a master's level online class a few weeks ago. But let me give you a look around. So we'll start over here. These apples are ones that I have been given over the years. When you're a teacher, people give you apples. So anyway, I have lots of children's books. I display different ones on this bookcase. And over here, I have two more shelves of children's books. I got rid of a lot of them. Used to have a lot more. And then I have some other professional books. I got rid of a lot of those when I did my early retirement a while back. And then my messy desk, I'm getting stuff ready for my classes, so I have stuff printed out that I'm handing out. And then we do a lot of making of things that they'll use in the classroom. So this whole thing is just filled with supplies. And last week we were doing some stuff with that, so I have not put that away. I love that poster, Do I Dare Disturb the Universe? So it's part of a poem, I guess. So yeah, so this right here, this is a book. This kid, when he was a sixth grader, probably looked like that. He was in my class, and then he and his dad wrote this book about what it was like to be a kid who has Down syndrome. It's actually a really cute book. And yeah, this is basically the place where I spend my time when I'm on campus. Hey guys, it is my birthday, and John is taking me out to dinner to this nice place called Atreya, I think it is, where we're going to have a 4-course meal of, like, I think they call it seasonal, artisanal food.
I don't know.
Whatever. So it's gonna be fun. So I'll show you a little bit. I started out with a roasted beet cold appetizer. It was really good. It had feta cheese and some crunchy pepita seeds, like pumpkin seed kind of things. And then I had a warm appetizer that was just a kind of a simple pasta, but very filling. It had like white wine and pecorino romano cheese. I did not get a picture of my main dish, which I had already gotten into quite a bit before I remembered to take a picture. It was a hanger steak with mushrooms and a really yummy sauce. They brought me a birthday gelato, and then that was just as part of my birthday thing. It wasn't one of the courses. And then the last thing was kind of a fudgy chocolate cake with a coffee gelato. Everything was so delicious, and we were stuffed. Oh, look at that mountain. I love looking at it from this angle, but the sad part about this angle, like if you look at it from the other side of the mountain, from what you can see from the main part of Flagstaff, you would see fall colors, but this side of the mountain burned. Gosh, it was back in 2012, I think, and the whole back side of the mountain, the entire back side of the mountain was on fire. If I have a picture, I'll throw it in so you can see what it looked like. It was really tragic. And anyway, it just takes a long time for a forest to regenerate. But it's still pretty. Okay, you guys, a guy at work told me about this pine tree over in a park that's on the other side of town from where I live, but it's not far from where Monica goes to day camp. And every time people tell me about huge, like pine trees that have long needles, I'm like, yeah, it might look like it, but they're not that different. And on the west, or in the west, we have ponderosas, and they are nothing like the pine trees on the East Coast that have like 14-inch long needles. But he told me about this park that has this tree. And oh my gosh, you guys, seriously, like, I don't know, let's see. Like this, let me get, yeah, that is a really long pine needle. I'm going to measure it when I get home. But I just got 2 bags full, 2 like reusable grocery bag size bags. I was a little nervous because there's a walking path, and walking path means foot traffic, and foot traffic means broken pine needles. But apparently people have not been walking this path since the needles began to fall. Hey you guys, so these 2 African violet plants I actually propagated from my friend Vicky's plants when we were living at her house when we first moved back to Flagstaff. And they're so different. First of all, they're both huge. This one was really dried out today and it kind of fainted. So it'll look a little better in a few hours. But this one never looks like this one. This one, the leaves grow kind of up, and it's got a ton of like new growth and doesn't like these sort of fan out. And then this one blooms every couple of months, and this one never has. Yeah, so I was asking ChatGPT about it, and it was telling me that I should move the grow light. This plant was over here and had the grow light in it. And it said, why don't you try, every 2 weeks switching which plant gets the grow light, and then see what happens. So apparently everything else I'm doing is fine. I do need to repot both of these plants, but I'm waiting for this one to perk up. Like I said, it was looking good a couple days ago, and then I tend to overwater my plants and kill them. So now I have learned that most plants hate to be watered. And so I do have 2 plants that like to stay damp all the time, but most of them really don't care about water, and they do much better if you let the soil completely dry out. So this is not a bad thing for this guy. It's gonna perk up. But look at these lovely blossoms. I don't even know what color this one blossoms. I have no idea. I hope I will eventually. And then these are my orchids, and I was keeping them over here. I actually had them over here. I thought I would switch sides for the sake of this Jester's crown fern. When I was talking to ChatGPT about this, because these orchids of mine they don't bloom. They have nice, dark, beautiful leaves, and they occasionally grow new leaves. In fact, which one is it? Oh, this one right here's got a little tiny thing starting. And so they're beautiful, but apparently dark green orchid leaves means a variety of things. It can mean too much nitrogen, and it can also mean not enough sunlight. And so they don't want to have direct sunlight for many hours of the day, but they can tolerate some direct sunlight. So this is an east-facing window, and I figured I would I can't leave them here because I've got plantation shutters. So anyway, I just figured I would give them, an hour of this kind of sunlight before I put them back in the corner where they get indirect light. So I wanted to show you something I'm having, I was going to say for breakfast, but it's 10:15 right now. I usually don't eat anything in the morning until about 10, and then this will hold me over until like a little healthy afternoon snack. But this is I took corn tortillas and I fried them in avocado oil, which is a healthier oil than, say, vegetable oil, and it also has a higher smoke point, so you can get it nice and crispy. And then there's refried beans underneath and some cheese under that, or on top of that. And then this is a kind of an over medium egg. The yolk will still be a little bit runny, and then a splash of hot sauce. And I used El Pato hot sauce. It's super tasty and very filling. would do a little car chat here. I'm heading over to the orthodontist. I am getting Invisalign today. I thought it was going to happen on the 20th, but they had an opening and are ready for me and have my trays and all of that. So a couple of years ago, my mom got Invisalign because her bottom teeth were crowding and one of her front teeth on the bottom was almost completely pushed back behind the others. Apparently, this is a very common thing that happens to people of European descent. As they age, their teeth crowd forward, and I don't know why that is, but mine have been crowding for a while. They weren't nearly as bad as my mom's, of course, because she's 29 years older than me, but she was just encouraging me to get this done, and she actually gifted it to me. Gosh, that's blinding. Let me take this off. Anyway, I think it was, now she notices everybody's teeth. And you know how, like, when you're in the market for a car and you're thinking, oh, maybe I want to get a Jeep, and then you notice Jeeps everywhere you go. And it kind of is the same thing with her. She notices everybody's teeth, and she was noticing how much my bottom teeth were crowding. They're not like crooked, they're just getting crowded. And then so I finally went in, and there were some other things, like the fact that my upper teeth apparently are just a tiny bit too far back and my lower teeth are a tiny bit too far forward. So when I close my mouth, my upper teeth push my lower teeth backwards. So I didn't even notice this really, but I guess my lower teeth in the front kind of slant backwards a little bit. And so there's more than just uncrowding the bottom. There's some other things that have to be done. So I'm probably, well, the orthodontist said that it would take like 8 to 12 months. My dentist said something about 1.5 years, and I said, well, the orthodontist said 8 to 12 months, and he said, then plan on 1.5 years. Well, it's Radiology Tech Week, and they've been bringing food and all kinds of stuff to John and his coworkers this week, and they sent him home at the end of the week with a bouquet of flowers. Very pretty. We're going over to Grandma's house to play with her dog, huh, Monica? Do you like Poppy? Do you like playing with Poppy? And do you like your grandma? Do you? Are you excited? So I'm buttoning up for winter. I have everything covered. It's 64 degrees today, and it's November 14th, I think. But we're supposed to get snow this week, a couple days, I guess, like a few inches, 3-4 inches. The only thing I have left to do, I've taken down my fence decorations, but right around here, I have a line of solar lights. It goes all the way around the yard, and I need to take those off. They're hooked to the fence with magnets, and yeah, that makes it really convenient to hang up lawn decorations. And so, yeah, I'll take those things down and put them away. And then everything's pretty much taken care of for the winter. Okay, look what we have here. There's Chad, and he knocked over my bag that I take to work. There's Mary coming to say hello. Here's Monica. It's about a half hour before I normally feed them dinner, and they are just like, God, get us. I even think Chad knocked that bag over just to get my attention. I know, it's not time yet. It's not time. Well, I'm glad I got everything buttoned up because rain started overnight, and horrible wind. We get a lot of wind in the spring, but we normally don't get a lot of wind in the winter. And I mean, breezy, but not horrible. And it's been quite windy, but my covers on everything are staying on. This is supposed to be rain today and several other days this week, and possibly a couple inches of snow.